Good evening, everyone, or good morning, afternoon, whichever one you're watching this video. Welcome to Penalty Talks NFC East preseason breakdown for the 2025-2026 season.
Woo!
I'm Ace, and y'all already know Chad was supposed to tee it up. This Chad, y'all. He's going to be joining me for this one. So let's get this going. First up, we have the defending Super Bowl champs. Actually, wrong one. The Philadelphia Eagles. 2 championships in under 6 years, 7 years. Not bad. Winning 2 out of the last 10 championships is very good for any franchise. They finished the last season at a 14-3 record. Got arguably one of the best players in the draft at pick 32, ironically, in Jihad Campbell. We know he has some injury issues, but we know he's very good. Andrew Mukaba, Ty Robinson, Mac McWilliams, Smile Mondon Jr., Drew Kendall, Kyle McCord, Miles Hinton, Cameron Williams, Antoine Powell-Ryland, and free agency, they got Saquon Barkley, his backup, A.J. Dillon, Matt Pryor, Terrence Marshall to be your potential wide receiver 4, and Adoree Jackson to help buffer the secondary. Key subtractions, we know they lost Darius Slay and Oren Burks Jr., so they're going to have to replace them. I believe Chauncey Gardner left, or he went back. I think he actually went back to Philly. So, what do you think about the Eagles, man?
I don't think CJ is back at the Eagles, but
I think he left. Anyways,
that's a good trivia for now. I think he's on the NFC South. I think I remember covering him from that team. But Eagles obviously are one of the best teams in the NFL. And Andrew,
Texans. You went to the Texans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did the AFC South as well. I knew I saw his name earlier, but Andrew Mikuba, that is actually a really good draft pick. You're going to think that might be their starter this year. And then you're probably wondering, like, what about Ringo and Cooper DeJean? Ringo's probably going to be a corner. And then you have Blankenship with Mikuba. And you're going to have Mitchell, Ringo, and DeJean. That's a really good secondary. And obviously Mikuba's young, but it's something that really is a young secondary. And that's something that adds to an already really good defense.
Yeah, the Eagles secondary, we know Darius Slay went to the Steelers, but, they still got Mitchell, like you said, DeJean, pick 6 Super Bowl, really good guy, probably in the slot. Your outside corner is probably the biggest question mark, if it's going to be either Ringo, Eli Ricks, or Adoree Jackson going opposite of Kenyon Mitchell, who had arguably a very good rookie year, already solidified himself as CB1 for the future, so it's most likely who you're putting to pair with him. I think that's probably the Eagles' biggest question mark, if you want to agree.
Yeah, there's no questions on offense.
Exactly. It's like, if you have 10 questions, it's like 0.1% question mark on it.
There's also no question on the linebackers. You know who all these players are, except I actually don't know much on Moro or Jomo. That's one of their new players on defensive end, who right now is, at the very moment, starting opposite Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But other than that, though, this is a really good team. Obviously, like I said, defending Super Bowl champions and the deep team too. Like I said, we have a good linebacker, or not we. They have good linebackers already, and then they just got Jihad Campbell too. So it's not like they wanted to contribute right away. Obviously, that's welcomes. They also got Jeremiah Trotter last year, who was also a good linebacker. So this is a really deep team, and
they draft well. You got Zach Bond, you got Campbell, you got Dean. That's nasty right there. They still have Oton Mathis and Modon, like you said. They brought in Aziz Ojulari, sorry.
Yeah,
you still have Jeremiah Trotter. Nolan Smith's going to be pass rushing, so you don't really got to worry about that. For a team running a 3-4, you lost Fletcher Cox to retirement. I believe Brandon Graham retired too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he's not there anymore, but those are two, obviously those are cornerstones, but the whole new era is there. They've arrived.
Yep, they were like, the old's phasing out. We're drafting early guys that we know are going to be positions that need in the future, and they did it really well. All right, with all that being said, I'm bringing up the schedule now. So home games, I believe, are in green, and gray are away games. This is like 1,000 times better than when I did the NFC North. Oh my God, the NFC North.
Wow.
You should have seen those.
This is actually a pretty tough schedule. That's actually.
Honestly, this is not even that bad. I've seen worse. When I was doing the NFC North, their schedules were brutal.
Well, I'm sure. Right. I'm sure in that case, but look, you're playing the Cowboys.
Because they're playing the NFC East.
Yeah, well, obviously you're playing the Cowboys, who can win. Any division opponent can beat you, and then you got the Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Bills, and the Chargers, and the Bears, and the Lions, and the Packers. All those teams can actually win a game against the Eagles, if you ask me. Not saying they will, but they have the chance.
Good week 1 matchup. You're going to get CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who we'll talk about in a minute. I still think Eagles are going to win this. I think the biggest problem with the Eagles is they got lucked out bad with Saquon ending up on the Madden cover. I think that's and winning Offensive Player of the Year, because the OPOY curse and the Madden curse is probably legit. Like, we've seen what it does to like McCaffrey last year got it, and we know how that went. That's probably the biggest question with the Eagles.
Yeah, no comment on
that. If Saquon can survive that, I think the Eagles are straight. So Cowboys game, I still think the Eagles are going to win that. Super Bowl rematch against Chiefs. Chiefs are historic slow starters, so I'd probably say Rams. As long as Saquon's there, I think they're taking it against the Rams. Unless you think otherwise on that. You have anything?
I think those are all good games, and you shouldn't be taking those games for granted for sure. Those are all good teams.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep your head up on those. You can't just be like, "Oh, it's another game" kind of thing. Bucks, I think the Bucks are gonna get them. The Bucks generally play very well against Philadelphia, so I'm gonna take the Bucks in that. So that's 3-1 going into week 4. Denver game, I think that I'm gonna take Denver and not Denver. I'm gonna take Philadelphia in that. Take Philadelphia against the Vikings and Giants, both games. So you're going into the bye week 7-1. That's not bad. Green Bay game, I think they're gonna lose one of the games against either Green Bay or the Lions. I'm not sure which one. I think one of those games is a loss. So I'm gonna say they beat Green Bay and lose to Detroit.
We can't sleep on the Vikings. JJ McCarthy, all signs.
Oh no, not by a long time. I'm not saying sleeping on them. I think just because it is like a rookie quarterback going against Vic Fangio's defense, that's the only
reason. Have a good defense, so anything can happen. But
that's true.
These are all good games, man.
Yeah. Trying to finish this one up. Cowboys, I think they got might split against the Cowboys. I'm not sure, but I think they can beat the Bears. They can beat the Chargers. They can beat the Raiders. And I think they're splitting guaranteed one of the games against Washington. Going Washington Bills the last 3 games of the year, that's going to be brutal when it comes to playoff time, because you're going to feel those games when the playoffs hit.
Yeah, that is something, man. This is interesting, because I'm going to have to see the other schedules. We're going to have to, because they might not win the division. Who knows? That's a hard schedule.
Oh, no, not by a long shot. Like, the Eagles are deep, but I think is like, this division is not a gimme anymore, especially with Jayden Daniels in Washington.
Yeah.
All right. With Washington being said, so I think for the Eagles, like, you're looking at probably like 5-3 loss team, somewhere in between there, I think.
Yep.
Washington, on the other hand, oh wait, I don't want the schedule. I want this one. My bad, guys. They finished last year 12-5. Brought in John Connerwood Jr. and Laramie Tunsil from the Texans to bolster up the offensive line. You have Trey Amos to be your new corner outside. Jalen Lane, good wide receiver. Kane Medrano, Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt, and your draft picks. You brought in Deebo Samuel and Michael Gallup for wide receiver help. You brought in Javon Kinlaw for the D-line, Will Harris for the secondary, Matt Gay, and Sheldon Day. So you brought in special teams. You basically hit on all your very key positions. Are they going to actually show up? Because on paper, the team looks really well. Are they going to keep the momentum from last year going with the additions that they brought in? So, like, Deebo Samuel, I have my question marks on him, to be honest with you. But if you got anything on the Commanders before we go into the schedule, just...
Yeah, they didn't really do anything about the run game, which obviously the run game is pretty good. But, excuse me. Their run game is pretty good, but thanks. They got Laramie Tunsil, though. That's the one big thing that really is the circle. And how well can he perform at this age? I'm pretty sure he is 30. Yeah, he's 30. So obviously shelf life is a little bit shorter for these offensive tackles in their prime, but he was still playing at a high level last year, and now he's on the Commanders, so I know he's going to want to win. And you got to really see how well the run game can do with the addition of him this year. But otherwise, we know what we're looking at. We got Deebo Samuel from Commanders. That's going to help with the run game too. And then Terry McLaurin, obviously, Scary Terry. Good team. We really like this team. And question mark for me though is how well can the defense perform? A lot of these names are not household names on their defense, but there are some upcoming stars like Mike Sanderstill. And
I liked him a lot. He was good.
Mike Sanderstill is good, and then Deron Payne's.
I think losing Jeremy Chin was kind of big for them. I really liked how he was fitting in that system, but he left in free agency. So the safety position is a kind of question mark for me. And also, you touched on the running back position. I also think that's kind of a question mark. Jonathan Allen left, but still got Deron Payne for the D line. But the running game, I'm not sure how much more of Austin Eckler you're gonna get in the passing game. He's over 30 now, so it's kind of like how much more you're gonna get out of him. He's hit 30 now.
This team could have been 11-6 last year. It was one Hail Mary away from that, and 11-6. Realistically, that's kind of what they were last year, 11-6. But they got a good Hail Mary miracle play, and then you think about that. That was like a really good year. Jayden Daniels had a really good year.
They were clutch. They won a lot of close games.
A sophomore slump could happen, and I'm not going to say I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but this is something that
realistic thing to happen too.
Yeah, and their record last year was kind of inflated. The Bucs could have beat him in the playoffs. Sorry, not should have, could have beat him in the playoffs, and you might have expectations high for Commanders, and who knows what happens this year.
Yep. All right. Going into the schedule, so I believe home games are yellow, road games are white. All right. Going week 1, so you're going instead of downward, you're going left to right down the rows. All right. Week 1, you got the Giants. It might be closer than people think, just because the Commanders like to play close games for some reason. They don't blow a whole lot of teams out.
Yeah,
but I still think they put away the Giants.
7-3 or something last year. It was a low-scoring game.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna say though they still beat the Giants. It's just gonna be closer than people probably would take on the spreads. The Packers game, they're going into Lambeau before it gets cold. I don't really think that matters too much at the Washington Commanders, but I still think they could beat Green Bay just because I don't like the Packers secondary a whole lot.
That's fair.
So I got that, and then Raiders. I'm not expecting too much from the Raiders this year. I think Max Crosby could give them issues, but buffering up the offensive line like that, I think they'd be straight against them and the Falcons. That week 5, I expect them to lose probably either the Packers game or the Falcons game. I don't think they start 4-0, but to keep it expectations in check. But 3-1 legit possibility to start. The game against the Chargers, you're kind of hoping it goes for the Commanders' favor, but that game will be close. Then you have a pick 1 and 2 rematch again after the Hail Mary, like you mentioned, against the Bears. Bears with Ben Johnson. You think the Bears go into Washington and beat them?
Yeah.
Ooh, primetime game 2.
I'm glad they put that on primetime. I'm glad they did put that on primetime.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy game.
Caleb was number blood that game. He was supposed to win that game. Number 1 pick.
All right. I think it probably split against Dallas. I don't know if they sweep Dallas this year. So I'm going to say they lose to Dallas. Probably also Kansas City. But I think they beat Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Going into Ford Field, they did beat the brakes off of them last year, but I expect Detroit's going to want their lick back, especially with Aiden Hutchinson back. So I'm going to say they lose that game, but they're going to beat Miami, Denver. I'd say they lose to Minnesota, but they could beat the Giants, split the Eagles, and beat the Cowboys at home. So like you said, I think 6-game, like a 11-6 record's not completely out the question, but I think come playoff time, they're walking. They'll probably bring somebody in at the deadline too to help, like at running back or something. Probably like 11-6, 12-5 also this year. I can see either one. Definitely a playoff team.
Yeah, I actually see 6 to 7 losses here, in my opinion. I like that. I got to deliver a hot take there.
That's a fair take, honestly. It's like they were they could have lost to the Saints last year, but Jayden Daniels' clutch factor is very much legit. That's why I'm taking him in some of these games. It's like you just can't account for that clutch factor in a lot of guys.
I'm just gonna say they have questionable games against the not that they won't win, but there's questionable games against the Packers, Bears. At least one of those Cowboys games will be questionable. Chiefs, Lions, and then 2 Eagles games. So that's already 5-6 games. So those are questionable games. I'm not gonna say they're gonna lose a single one, but I'll give them 6 losses. I'll say what they could have been last year, 11-6.
They were 12-5 last year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the sophomore slump kind of happening, like how CJ Stroud had it. I think it'll hit him a little bit this year. So yeah,
they're gonna know that he's gonna run too.
Yep. Taking us now to the Dallas Cowboys, America's team in quotation marks on that one. 7-10, brought in Tyler Booker for the offensive line, Donovan Ezeraku, Shavon Revel, Jaden Blue, Shamar James, Ejini Cornelis, Jay Toai, Phil Mafa.
George Pickens is number 3 on our key signing list.
Oof. Key free agent signings: Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams. Like George Pickens wasn't really a signing; he was a trade. Kenneth Murray was trade. Dante Fowler Jr. was a signing.
Free agent acquisition, basically. Not even a free agent acquisition.
Yeah, we should just call it acquisition, man. That's hilarious.
But with that said, obviously, we got a questionable team here, but this running back room is a little bit
dicey.
Everything. You have Javonte Williams, you got Miles Sanders, you got Jaden Blue, and you got Deuce Vaughn. You got a bunch of solid 80 overall running backs.
I'm looking at this team, right? And the amount of, I don't want to call them busts, but there was a lot of former blue chip talent that just didn't work out in where they were.
Dante Flower and sorry, Dante.
Bro, I'm looking at this. So going through the roster, right? Javonte Williams was a former second-round pick. Paris Campbell, former second-round pick. Jonathan Mingo, former second-round pick. George Pickens, second-round pick.
Peyton Turner on the defense.
Oh, my God. Peyton Turner, generational draft bust from the Saints. Dante Flower. He had his moments. I can't even hate on him.
Dude, Solomon Thomas is on this team. It is
not
2019.
Bro drafted 3rd overall. I don't even know what this team is.
Wow. So yeah, first
Kenneth Murray, Kyer Elam. Do they still have? No, they got rid of that dude. Booth, Andrew Booth. They had him last year. He was
2021 national champions right here.
Oh yeah, bro. This is crazy. The amount of former draft busts on this team is kind of bro, you're banking on what they could have been coming out of college and not what they are in the NFL, which is kind of crazy.
So,
but yeah,
how good can the team be, man?
Very much so. All right, where's the schedule? Javonte, I remember people talking about Javonte coming out from Denver. He was so good, and then he tore his ACL, and that just wrecked how the career trajectory went. All right, blue away, white home, or gray, I guess, home. Going downward. So we have Eagles week 1. I think, honestly, they're going to lose that game anyway.
Well, now that looking at this roster, man, it's wow. I don't know if they will give the Eagles fit at all. Or the Commanders.
Even I have my issues with Russell Wilson, but I don't even think that game against the Giants is going to be a cakewalk for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones was playing them close. I want to say it was the same night Hurricane Helene or Milton hit. I was watching that game. That game was tighter than it should have been for the Cowboys, even with Dak.
Huh.
But with Dak healthy, you hope they can figure their act together with first-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer. I didn't even mention that should be technically an addition too. But yeah, first 4 games, honestly, I can see them losing the first 6 games, but they could probably win a couple of them. First set, holy shit. Sorry, excuse my language, but the first 9 games, bruh, honestly, none of them are gonna be easy games for this Cowboys team.
I think they can win week 5, 6, and not 7, but 5 and 6. Maybe not 6 anymore.
Honestly, that Jets team, I expect Aaron Glenn's gonna have that defense back to what it was before Salah got fired. And they still got guys on that team. It depends on what Fields does, to be honest, because they got a really good squad there. All right, week 1, I'm going to say that's an L. Week 2 is a W. Week 3, toss-up. I'm going to say Chicago wins that game just because I believe that's a home game for Chicago. Week 4 in Dallas, I'm going to say Green Bay wins that. Week 5 is a toss-up game. It could go either way, honestly. That's going to be on – yeah, that's a noon game in New York. I'm going to say New York wins that game, honestly. 5 and 6, honestly, I'll just take New York and Carolina. 7, that's a home game. I'll say they beat Washington once because it's a divisional game. Anything happens. I think Denver beats them. I think Arizona could beat them. Then you go to – I think they'll beat Las Vegas and probably the Giants. On that second half of the schedule is brutal.
Yeah. They might lose another game or more than last year.
They're going to be tanking for a quarterback this year, honestly. I'm going to be real.
They might be 6 and 11.
Honestly, bro, I'm going to be real. If they lose – if they go into the bye week, week 10? If they go into that bye week with a losing record, Dak probably will get traded. Oh, wait, no. Trade deadline will be October. If they lose out, if they have, like, a losing record by week 7, I think Dak gets traded, and they tank for the rest of the year.
I like Dak. I've never had anything against Dak. And
yeah, Dak's been a good guy. I have nothing with Dak. Jerry Jones.
Yeah, he's just
Jerry
like
Jones.
in a different position. Everyone has to hate on him because he's a Dallas quarterback. But
yeah,
I mean, he generally has done pretty good for a 4th-round pick. Pretty decent at least.
He's been very good for a non-top first and top 100 pick. He's been very good, so I can't say anything on that.
Yeah.
For his expectations coming out, he's exceeded them by far. But this team, if they go, let's say by week 7, if they have a 3-4 record, 2-5, like, bro, there's gonna have to have conversations about what the team's future is, and are they gonna tank for a quarterback?
Yeah, well, let's pump the brakes just a little bit before we stop talking about the Cowboys, because obviously this is a very good offense still. They have a really good offensive line. They have a historically good offensive line coach, and Jake Ferguson's good, George Pickens superstar, and CeeDee Lamb's a superstar. And like I said, Dak has been playing good, but again, this is a very tough schedule, and the defense is a little bit questionable besides Micah Parsons, but still, we have a good offense, and we've seen them beat the Bucs last year. So
that's true. I was just saying, if that happened, I would say they'd have conversations, but 6-11, somewhere in between that 6-11 to
it's probably going to be like
9-8
again, 7-10.
9-8 maybe best case scenario, honestly.
Yeah, 9-8's best case scenario if you ask me. I'll raise it one up after 6-11. I'll go to 7-10 again. Same exact thing as last year.
7-10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice. Like, I really don't want them to be tanking, so I'll say they could beat Giants, Bears, Jets. Well, that's 3 wins right there. Panthers is 4. Arizona, that's 5. Las Vegas 6. Maybe 1 against Washington, 7. And Giants 8. Yeah, I'll take 8 wins. I'll be nice. Because, like you said, you're right. They do have a lot of offensive weapons. The running game is questionable, but if it hits, it hits. I just don't know what kind of coach Brian Schottenheimer is going to be. Is he going to be a Dennis Allen type head coach, or is he going to have like a I don't even want to say Sean McVay. That's like way too high of a bar. But
I want Jayden Blue in Dynasty Fantasy now. That's my take.
Honestly, bro, yeah.
That's my take.
He's just a bit undersized, but
he's fast.
He's a
fast guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Javonte is
5'9", 196. Yeah, it's not a very big running back, but
he's 5'9", 196.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. You're right. Still, that's a good dynasty. You're gonna get some points from that guy in dynasty.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be good in third down. He'll definitely be the third down running back. I want to see what Miles Sanders is coming off that broken leg, and Javonte Williams had a rough year last year. I'll see what Schottenheimer does. It's just I don't know what to expect with him. Is he gonna win close games or is he gonna fall?
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing with him. But yeah, definitely somewhere in between that 9-8 to 6-10 range for sure is probably most realistic. Worst case scenario, they're 2-5 going into week 7. They just tank. I don't know. Hope not. Moving on though to a team that's probably going to be bad this year. Wrong photo again. Oh well.
Let's go,
3-14.
Giants.
Go, was it Big Blue? Or something like that, right? It's Blue, I think. Anyway, 3-14, New York Giants had the third pick in the draft, took Abdul Carter, and double dipped back into the first round for Jackson Dart. Brought in Darius Alexander, Marcus Mbao, I'm sure I said that wrong, Thomas Fidone, and Corey Black. Signed Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Zach Pascal, James Hudson, and Paulson Adebo.
Man, I actually really like this defense, man. They did a good job.
I like that defense. That's
Brian
their
Burns,
biggest
Dexter
plus
Lawrence,
right now.
Karake, Micah McFadden was good, and then obviously Abdul Carter. Paulson Adebo was pretty decent. I don't know if you have anything to say about that. And then Nubin has been coming into his own last year. And then Javon Holland, I thought was really good for the Dolphins. Why did he leave?
Free agency money.
Yep. So that's a pretty good defense. And Kayvon Thibodeau.
Oh, they got Tyler Nubin too. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the team.
I like this squad and defense.
Honestly, their pass rushers are nasty, man. They got Dexter Lawrence in the middle, and on one side of it, you're gonna have Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and oh, guess what? Abdul Carter is gonna be pass rushing from anywhere on the front four. Oof. Yeah, but I'm gonna be real. I expect the Giants to win more games than they did last year.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like, I have my issues with Russell Wilson. He's not going to be good probably, but Jackson Dart. I'm sure Jackson Dart's going to start game this year. I don't think
Jackson Dart was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the draft. Obviously not the best, but he's one of my favorite.
Yeah, he has very good potential. Honestly, Jameis is there for vibes and to develop, I guess. Run game, Tyrone Tracy's there. Scadabo's nice. That's going to be a nasty duo. I'm surprised Devin Singletary's still there, considering Tyrone Tracy outplayed him thoroughly. Wide receiver room is basically Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Wan'Dale Robinson.
Right. Those guys have been there for years now.
Yeah, Darius Slayton, man, he's been there. He's just staying. He's re-signed. He re-upped this year, man. He likes New York.
You know, who knows how much he would contribute on another team, so I would just keep signing there too, man.
Their biggest question mark with the Giants is definitely the offensive line. That's going to determine how far they go. Evan Neal,
Tracy, man.
I expect Evan Neal to move inside to like a right guard position, maybe. I don't know. I kind of hope that for his development, he probably needs to move inside. He's been a disaster at right tackle. Andrew Thomas is coming back.
Evan Neal.
Got to rep him. Andrew Thomas should be back from a season-ending injury last year. He's going to be back. You got Greg Van Roten. He's decent. John Runyon's probably starting. Your center is going to be...
I want to see who these guys can beat.
All right. Let's pull it up anyway. That's a terrible contrast. Oh, my God. Blues are home games and red are away. We're going downward.
Commanders. We're not going to win that, but, hey, it'll be a low-scoring game like we said.
Oh, yeah, defenses are going to be going crazy in that game. I expect Neighbors to have a very good game. Like, I think he had like almost 200 yards last year, 150 or something like that. He was crazy last year in that.
Do we expect that type of target share for Neighbors again? Yes or no?
Honestly, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know if Russell Wilson is going to... I don't like Russell Wilson. Anyways, like the deep shot, I don't know if that's Malik Neighbors' game. Neighbors just cooks wherever, like, middle to short routes, and he can beat you deep if he has to. But Russell Wilson not very good short game, so I don't know. Commanders, yeah, we said low scoring game. Cowboys, I think Cowboys got that game in Dallas. Dallas gonna have that game.
I think they're just gonna split the Cowboys probably.
Yeah, definitely 2 L's right there, right off the bat. They could beat the Saints. I'm gonna take them against the Saints. So that's what 3-2 going into week 5. Honestly, not or no, sorry, my bad. Not 3-2. Wow. 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss. They win week 5, so they're 1-4.
And then
at that point, if you start 1-4, let me ask you this: if they start 1-4, right? Do you think they bench Russell Wilson for Jackson Dart at that point because Brian Dable's coaching for his job, or you think
depends on how Russell Wilson does? Depends on how.
That's fair.
I don't know. Sometimes.
All right, Eagles is L. Broncos L. Eagles again L. 49ers L. So you're what, 1 in? Ooh,
Yeah.
that's what, week 9? 1 in 8?
Yeah, I like the Giants, but there are other better NFL teams, unfortunately, when you look at the schedule.
Yeah.
They have to play.
Coming into the schedule. Oh my god. Then you go Bears, Packers, Patriots, and Lions.
I'll give them 5 wins. That is
Honestly, bro, I'm looking at the schedule.
Or 6 wins.
Maybe if you steal one against the Cowboys and Commanders, Saints, that's 3 wins right there.
Maybe they can steal one against the Vikings because JJ McCarthy some fits. Maybe.
Potentially, I could see it. I think they could give the Patriots fit, but I think the Patriots are going to be a sneaky playoff team this year. Yeah, and man, honestly, they could give the Bears fit.
Patriots are going to be sneaky.
They could beat the Bears.
Yeah, obviously, I like to say any team can win. So, I mean,
any given Sunday, that's the motto.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say their best chances for winning. Like you said, what, 5 wins, right?
Yeah, 5 to 6.
All right. Week 1 is like the fluke week. Anything can happen week 1. So I might say they have a chance week 1. They're gonna have any divisional game. They have a chance, right?
Yeah.
Against probably the Eagles. So that's what, 4 potential wins, probably 2. Let's say 2 wins there between the divisional games. You're gonna beat the Saints. That's 3. Maybe the Broncos don't show up week 7. You can steal one against the Broncos.
Yeah, maybe.
Russell Wilson revenge game. That's 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Bears, maybe potentially. Vikings, Raiders. That's what, 6, honestly.
Yeah, that's
and Patriots 7. Best case scenario, 7 wins.
7's a miracle to me.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Yeah,
the miracle is probably the accurate description for that. Worst case scenario, 3 and 13 again. Oh no, 3 and 14.
The floor is 4. The floor is 4 this year.
The floor is 4.
Yeah. Giants fans, we got this. Get loud. Just kidding. I'm not a Giants fan.
Hey, you're repping for them for this one. You're the optimistic guy. I'm the pessimistic for both sides of these teams. Yeah, 4 games. Yeah, I can see that. All right, for the divisional standings, who you got? How do you think the division seat standings work?
Eagles handle again. Eagles are gonna be 3 to 4 losses. They're gonna handle business. And then, like I said, Commanders 6 losses after that.
All right.
It's a battle for 3rd place after that. Who's going to win between the Giants and the Cowboys? Give me the team that actually has experience being in 3rd, the Cowboys.
So pretty much the same thing as last year.
Yep. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but it is going to be a little bit closer this year. I don't have much difference on this standings-wise, but I do think the Giants got better. I think the Cowboys' defense is a little bit worse.
I agree with that. As long as just with the Giants, my biggest thing is the schedule for the Giants is kind of brutal. Like, I'm looking at it, it's just like, dang. Like, on paper, this team definitely improved. It definitely improved. It's just, how many of these games are they going to actually win?
To those who thought I was going to say Commanders number 1, I'm sorry.
I would say I'm gonna say the Commanders are gonna be playing that week. What game is it? I want this one. Let me just hide this. That week 18 game is probably deciding the division.
Yeah. That's gonna be good.
Yeah, week 18 game, that will decide the division. That final 3 games for the Eagles is gonna determine who probably wins it. If it's the Commanders or if it's Washington or Philadelphia. But yeah, otherwise I agree with this. Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys. Oh, I forgot to put 3 for the Cowboys. Whoopsie. Anyways, yeah. 3 for the Cowboys. But yeah, other than that, anything else you want to add?
No, not really, man. I'm just excited for it to come about.
I believe the Hall of Fame game is on July 31st. Football is almost back, guys, when this video drops. I don't know how far that would be for you guys, but it's almost back. And with all that being said, guys, thank you for watching another one of our preseason breakdowns. I don't know which one is coming after this, but make sure you tune in for them because we're going to be continuously dropping these AFC videos and NFC videos for the preseason before, I believe, the end of. I'll tell you what day is the last day we're going to be dropping. I believe it's going to be the 18th. All of them should be out before the 18th or the 25th, one of the weeks there. And
Tune
we're
in for
ending
some more
on.
Dynasty fantasy advice.
Ooh, that might be fun. I can't wait to do fantasy draft. We need to do a dynasty league, honestly. Anyways, with that being said, make sure you guys stay tuned for the rest of the episodes. The final video I know for a fact is the AFC North video because we recorded that already. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. So y'all stay safe, stay blessed. See you on another preseason breakdown.
Peace.